In the realm of Marvel Comics, the conflict between Venom and Carnage stands as one of the most iconic and intense rivalries in the superhero universe. At its core, this struggle represents more than just a battle between two symbiotic entities. It embodies the age-old conflict of chaos versus control. Venom, originally an alien symbiote that bonded with journalist Eddie Brock, represents a blend of human consciousness and extraterrestrial power. This unique combination grants Venom a protective instinct and a sense of justice, albeit sometimes distorted. Carnage, on the other hand, is the offspring of Venom but lacks the balancing human influence. Bonded with the deranged serial killer Cletus Cassidy, Carnage epitomizes pure, unchecked chaos and violence. The significance of this clash is profound as it explores themes of inner conflict, morality, and the struggle between order and chaos. Venom's battle against Carnage is not only a fight for survival, but also a journey towards redemption and self-control, emphasizing the importance of balance between power and responsibility. In the real world, this conflict can be paralleled to the challenges faced by individuals when confronting their own darker instincts, or when society attempts to neutralize corrupting influences. For instance, cybersecurity professionals wage a continuous battle against malicious hackers wreaking havoc online. Just as Venom strives to maintain control over Carnage's chaos, these professionals work diligently to prevent harmful disruptions to order. Philosophically, the conflict mirrors the internal struggle people face when controlling their base desires or urges, akin to the ancient concept of the ID versus the superego. While many fans of the series appreciate the duality and depth of the Venom and Carnage storyline, some opinions suggest that the narrative often oversimplifies the balance between good and evil, reducing complex human emotions and motivations to mere fights between symbiotes. Critics might argue that the depiction of vendetta between Venom and Carnage occasionally veers into repetitive territory, lacking the nuance to further evolve the characterization of its protagonists and antagonists. Nevertheless, the conflict between Venom and Carnage profoundly connects to broader story arcs within the Marvel Universe. It often influences other characters and events, illustrating the perpetual struggle between chaos and control that underlies many superhero narratives. Understanding this conflict sheds light on Venom's evolution as a character, influencing his interactions with allies and enemies alike. It also serves as a canvas, exploring deeper psychological and societal themes, reminding audiences of the tenuous equilibrium that exists between light and dark in both fictional and real worlds. Venom, one of the most iconic characters in the Marvel Universe, is a symbiotic entity originally hailing from outer space. The symbiote attaches itself to a host, creating a powerful bond that grants its host enhanced physical abilities, accelerated healing, and the ability to shapeshift. Originating from a race known as the Clintar, Venom's first significant bonding on Earth was with Spider-Man, giving it capabilities that mimic Spider-Man's powers, including web-slinging. However, it's when Venom bonds with Eddie Brock that its true persona and potential as an anti-hero are fully realized. This origin story is pivotal because it gives Venom his distinct abilities and personality, which play a crucial role in the symbiote's conflict with Carnage. Understanding Venom's origins and powers is significant in discussing how Venom defeated Carnage, because it sets the foundation for the symbiote's capabilities and its motivations. Carnage, a more chaotic offspring of Venom, represents a more destructive force driven by its host, Cletus Cassidy's psychotic nature. Venom's powers, combined with Eddie Brock's morally complex character, present a unique combination of strength and strategy that blossoms in the battle against Carnage's chaotic brutality. Two examples highlight the importance of Venom's origins and powers in real-world contexts. In comic lore, Venom has repeatedly thwarted Carnage using his superior experience and deep-rooted connection with his host, highlighting the strategic interplay between host and symbiote. Additionally, in the 2021 film Venom: Let There Be Carnage, Venom's cumulative experience and understanding of symbiotic relationships are key in overcoming Carnage. Supporters argue that Venom's complex nature as not inherently good or evil brings depth to its character, making it the perfect foil to Carnage's out-and-out villainy. However, challenges arise when considering how the morally ambiguous nature of Venom occasionally leads to erratic behavior. Critics argue this complexity can sometimes dilute its role as the hero against a villain like Carnage. The discussion of Venom's origins and powers directly ties into the dynamics of its relationship with its host, Eddie Brock. This bond is central in navigating the moral complexities and strategic approaches that ultimately lead to Carnage's defeat. As Venom and Carnage continue their battle, understanding Venom's origins and powers clarifies the tactical and psychological advantages Venom holds, framing the broader narrative of enduring good versus rampant chaos in their timeless battle. The origins and powers of Carnage are pivotal in understanding how Venom ultimately defeated him. Carnage, known as Cletus Cassidy before his transformation, originated as a deranged serial killer with psychopathic tendencies. The symbiote that transforms him into Carnage is an offspring of the Venom symbiote, born during one of Venom's incarcerations. Unlike Venom, Carnage bonded with Cassidy at both a cellular and chemical level, creating a deeply rooted connection that enhances his psychopathy and grants him powers far beyond that of his progenitor. This bond makes him more dangerous, as he bore no moral compass and relishes chaos and destruction. Carnage's powers include superhuman strength, speed, and endurance, surpassing even that of Venom and Spider-Man. His shape-shifting abilities allow him to form weapons and projectiles from his symbiote form, enabling versatile attacks that are difficult to counter. His capability to regenerate and his immunity to conventional symbiote weaknesses make him an especially formidable adversary. Understanding these aspects is crucial, as they frame the challenge Venom faces in battling Carnage, an essential narrative of their confrontation. One example illustrating Carnage's might is his involvement in the Maximum Carnage storyline, where he gathers other villains to wreak havoc across New York City, pushing both Venom and Spider-Man to their limits. In the Carnage USA series, he even takes over an entire town, showcasing his influence and the fear he instills in opponents and civilians alike. These examples highlight the severity of his threat and exemplify the stakes involved in his defeat. A key opinion in the comics community suggests that Carnage represents an unrestrained form of chaos, serving as a contrast to Venom's more restrained, if still dangerous, approach. This contrast underscores the idea that sheer power and chaos can sometimes be countered by strategy and a refusal to give in to darker impulses. Venom's victory over Carnage often hinges not just on power, but on strategic collaboration, empathy, and understanding the weaknesses that such chaos brings. However, some argue that Carnage's defeats occasionally feel contrived, given his seemingly insurmountable powers. Critics suggest that narrative solutions often hinge on improbable alliances or plot devices. Moreover, the ongoing debate about Carnage's influence on Venom complicates interpretations of morality within the narrative. The study of Carnage's origins and powers directly impacts Venom's strategy for defeating him. It highlights a blend of raw strength and cunning needed to topple a seemingly invincible foe. This understanding also impacts related themes of control versus chaos and violence versus strategy, which permeate their confrontations and define the dynamics between these iconic characters. In the epic narrative of How Venom Defeated Carnage, the phrase "key battles and strategies employed by Venom" refers to the tactics and encounters that ultimately led Venom to triumph over his more chaotic counterpart, Carnage. Venom, the symbiotic anti-hero, embodies a complex relationship between alien powers and human will. Understanding the key battles and strategies he employs is crucial because it highlights the careful calculation and adaptability required to overcome a seemingly unstoppable adversary like Carnage. Among the significant strategies Venom employs is his ability to harness his symbiotic powers strategically. One quintessential example is the use of sonic waves and fire, weaknesses shared by all symbiotes. Venom, aware of these vulnerabilities, often lures Carnage into environments where these elements can be weaponized to his advantage. A notable instance is when Venom collaborated with Spider-Man to amplify sonic attacks, successfully destabilizing Carnage during a pivotal confrontation. Another strategic move involves exploiting Carnage's psychological instability. Venom often uses deceit and manipulation to provoke emotional reactions, thus leaving Carnage vulnerable to tactical strikes. These strategic implementations illustrate Venom's capacity to leverage not just brute strength but also wit and teamwork. Many fans and comic enthusiasts appreciate Venom for this duality. A powerful being who doesn't resort to raw power alone, but employs cleverness, embodying both heroism and pragmatic cunning. It paints Venom not just as a reactive force, but as a calculated, deliberate player in the battle against chaos. Nevertheless, these strategies are not without contention. Critics often argue that Venom's reliance on sonic and fire-themed tactics can become formulaic and predictable. Others ponder the ethical implications of Venom's manipulative tactics, questioning whether they tread too close to villainy, blurring the line between hero and anti-hero. Some factions within the fan community might also challenge the narrative of Venom's heroics, pointing to occasions when his own inner chaos threatens to consume him. These battles and strategies directly tie into the larger theme of order versus chaos encapsulated in the Venom-Carnage conflict. Venom's ability to evolve and counteract Carnage's brutal unpredictability demonstrates a thematic echo of good overcoming evil through balance and strategy. The conclusion of these confrontations not only defines Venom's character, but also enriches the broader storyline, reflecting on the complexity of good versus evil within the universe they inhabit. In the larger narrative arc, it solidifies Venom's role as a protector who acts as a bulwark against chaos, engendering a deeper appreciation for his brand of heroism.